Here we are in Sarasota, Florida, and we have a hybrid reclinata Sylvester rec. Um, we're taking the tree from Sarasota to Miami, Florida. And the tree is especially wide. It's one of the nicest, probably the nicest tree for sale in the state of Florida. And here we are, we're having to cut the tree in half and take it in two pieces because it's too wide to get down the road legally. We have a steel chainsaw with a 5 foot bar actually on it, and we're just cutting right through the center in a place that's conducive to split the tree so that we can take it one half at a time. The tree has been root pruned. You can see here where we've actually cut it down all the way through the root ball. Between two of the, or actually right in the middle, we use a carbide chain on the saw, and the object is to make a clean cut and still get two nice root balls. You can see here where we're slowly peeling it apart. The tree is pretty heavy. We've actually got it just one part dug right now, and here we are laying it over. The trees come out pretty clean cut. We need to lay it over at this point so that we can tie up the heads and load this piece, and then we'll start on the other one. As you can see, laying it down, this piece actually weighs probably about 30,000 pounds. And now that we have this piece laid over, we proceed to tie up each head. We clean each one. We trim the nuts on each stem, and then we tie it. You can see here we have to take 4x4s and support each head individually so that during transit it won't break the bud in the head, and it keeps it sturdy, keeps them standing straight until they can support themselves. As you can see, it's a process. This tree is close to the water. It's probably only about 300, 400 yards away. You can see the bottom of the hole is full of water. It's all this knuckle boom crane can do just to get it over on the truck. At this point, it's taken probably till noon, 1 o'clock to get it to this point. Now we're starting on the second half. This tree had 8 stems, so it just ended up being 4 stems on each piece. The second piece being a little heavier than the first piece. You can see here we've got it out. We're getting it and we're tying it up and preparing it. It takes more time to actually clean the tree and prepare it. There's one half on a truck trailer, and then now we're setting the other half and getting it ready. This piece is pretty symmetrical, but they're still very wide. They're probably going to end up being 20 foot wide on the truck, even tied in. It took both cranes. Here we are. We've made it across the state in the middle of the night. We're in the Gables Estates in Miami, Florida. We've got it in, but this is as far as we can get it. It's too wide to get into the development here on the bay down in Key Biscayne. It's actually Biscayne Bay. We're going to number 1 Concourse Way. So we were having to get a big loader, take them off out on Old Cutler Road, and bring them back approximately a mile through the development because of all the low trees and the narrow paths going in. We've had to take them all the way in with a loader, and this is a big loader. It's picking up 30,000 pounds and walking with it, which is quite a feat. And the trick is getting the tree balanced just right so that we can walk them in. We've got both pieces in the back now, and now we are gonna have to actually take them into the property. The property is very narrow. We're taking it into a $60 million home, and the gate's pretty narrow. The gate's probably only 12 foot wide, and the tree is approximately 20 foot wide, but we just have to work it in with this loader, taking it over and moving it around, being able to maneuver the tree to get it up in here. We have to bring it in a piece at a time, and it's all this loader can do, just because of the angle of the tree and the weight of the tree. You can see here where it's a very tedious, it's not a big area to take the trees through. There's actually some large banyan ficus aureas that were brought in earlier that are only 14 feet high that we've got to maneuver it under. You can see here where it's just a process, and then once we get it up the driveway, we have to set them down and re-rig the trees to pick them up. You can see the trees we're having to go under to get it up the driveway. Here we are up in the motor court, and we're in the process. This is the first piece. We're setting it in the hole after re-rigging it and standing it straight up. We set the first piece in, and then now this is the second piece. Taking it up the driveway. This is the heavier piece, and you can see where we're dealing with. There's an old baobab tree we brought that was from Tanzania. And here we are maneuvering it in. We had our pet hound there watching the whole job. There's one piece already in, and here we are bringing in the next piece. We do the same thing with large banyan trees and other trees. We divide them, bring them in a piece at a time, and put them back together. Here we are. You can see the tree we're having to go under right there, which is 14 feet. Those trees we brought in with a barge. There's the first piece set. What we're having to do is bring them up, lay them down, and then re-rig the tree, pick it up, stand it straight up, and stake it where it is, and then go around with the loader, standing it up here, and pick it up from another angle so that we can set it in the hole. You can see here how we had to stake it where it is, and we're walking around now with the loader to pick it up at another angle to set it in the hole. The loader couldn't quite get it exactly how we wanted, so at this point we're loading using a crane. And there's Santi Diaz, one of Miami's, in my opinion, finest landscape designer and installer. Here we are, we've got it within a foot or two. We just have to fit it in exactly the way it was when we divided it in the first place. We're within a few inches now. It's just a matter of digging the hole right and setting it within inches. Here we are, we've got it put back together at this point and are doing the final touches on it. We have it pretty close. As you can see, you can't really even tell. The tree looks like it's been there. Here we are, we're taking off the loader out on Old Cutler and Coral Gables. And this is the final product. As nice a specimen you'll ever see, cut in half and put back together by Green Integrities. So please see our other YouTube movies.